the more I kind of think about authenticity and the more I look at songs that I like or that are performing well or artists that are standing out, it's always the one that are different.
Okay, so here's the question, because I know there are a couple of people watching that are on the
Hopefully.
on the front of their seats right now. Okay, yes, I want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I want to be authentic. How do I get my music out there? And with all the labels saying no and they're not going to sign it, like, how do I do it?
Yeah, that's the
Start
main
doing
question.
it yourself. Like that's
Yeah.
that's the only start. Yeah, at least I believe you start by yourself, and that's the option we never really had. As in, we had to go through a label. Now, just releasing it yourself, trying to get exposure by that, and using social media, TikTok, like you discovered also through TikTok.
Yeah.
Until a moment in time where a label picks up on you and feels like, hey, this is something we can build on, right? There needs to be a fundament. And I think we talked about this last time, that a label needs a story. A label needs a long-term vision and not just one song. And I think if you've done 10, 20 self-releases until a point in time where you've managed to kind of build up some sort of momentum for yourself and then a label gets on board, I think that's the way to do it.
And the main thing is, it's pretty hard. You know, on the one hand, you have all these tools to get yourself out there. I mean, you can express yourself through social media, of course. That's the main one. But on the other hand, and also Spotify, you can self-release your music. On the other hand, there's just so much.
True.
How are you going to stand out? And I think then the main key is to just believe in yourself and be persistent and just keep on going. Eventually, and I truly believe this, that quality is something that's unique and has a right of existence, always surfaces. But yeah, it's also a matter of time. How much time are you going to give yourself?
Yeah.
I knew, when I was starting out, I always said to myself, at a certain age, I probably will have to get a job. And luckily for me, it happened before that age.
Yeah, I think the key here is that bigger vision still. And that, maybe you tried 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. If it doesn't happen, keep going.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Yeah.
And because, and I told a bunch of my talents this as well. I vividly remember speaking to Bart Beemore, who was about to give up. And he was like, Luke, I don't know what to do. It's been about 3-4 years in. Nothing is happening. And I'm like, right here, at this moment, this is the point where it'll probably happen really soon for you. Because I've seen it before. The moment you want to give up, that's the moment. Like if you hang in there for a couple of months, it will actually happen. And the funny thing is, it actually happened to him like 2-3 months later, where everything turned upside down. People started noticing him, and he skyrocketed.
Well, that's So It Goes.
Yes.
Right
So
before
it
that.
goes like,
And fun fact, him and Afrojack, who are both my students, at that time they were competing like who got more followers, who's gonna get, and they were at it, and Bart was on fire. And so
unique sound. Again,
both of them,
like unique.
Flow, man.
Exactly.
Insane. He had a unique flow.
But that's what I notice with clients as well right now. Like big part of the coaching is keeping them motivated, because it's just hard to keep doing this for years without having any income, without having any feedback, without having any support.
Yeah.
So you're giving it your all, but nothing's coming back.
In the end, Jay Hardway, he's a big advocate for this. In the end, if success doesn't happen, it's also cool. Enjoy the ride and enjoy learning. And it's something you can take in for your whole life. It's not just about being a musician or an artist or a DJ. It's just also to learn about yourself and to grow as a person.
Yeah.
And so if success doesn't come along, hey, still enjoy the ride.
Well, I like saying this, time invested is never wasted. So in the end, you look back and you actually have a legacy of all the experience you came across, all of the pitfalls that you've had, which the knowledge you can pass along, and it's really never wasted. And what I love as well is that, actually people need to be kinder to themselves. You're sitting in the studio, you're making a track, it's not your day, and you're like, I suck. I'm going to give up. I can never make an excellent track. And it's funny, people often don't realize the biggest enemies are themselves.
100%.
You are the enemy of your own soul. And I try and tell people, you are worth it. If you're watching right now, you too are worth it. I wish you the biggest success in the whole world. And you should tell that to yourself as well. Everything that you want in life, you can make it happen. Grant it to yourself, and it will happen.
It is. And I think that's the result that I came through when I became older, as in, I think you start to live more by that when you get older, as in, at least if I look at clients as well who are younger, they hear us say that, but they feel like, yeah, but it's not gonna happen for me, you know, like that's for everyone except for me, as in, yeah, it sounds like a cliche, but it is a cliche for a reason.
Well,
right?
interesting, right?
Yeah.
You just said it. So you have two choices. Oh, that's never going to happen to me. Yes, that's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And why are you always leaning here? And why not leaning more here? You know, it's totally allowed.
Yeah.
And why this self-doubt all the time?
Yeah. To be honest, when I was working at home on my dad's computer on music, I didn't go out playing football. I always knew, I was thinking, wait for them when this will drop as an EP somewhere. It wasn't if, it was when. Always at that mindset, it was always when. Maybe also, I'm a little bit cocky, I know. And I was being called a narcissist today, and that actually went pretty far, to be honest. But I always was pretty sure that it would happen. Yeah, because if you really want something, and also what you were saying just now, and you're your own enemy, I do gotta add, I'm a little bit of the dark side. Sometimes frustration can also be fuel, and also utilize that, but don't let it take over. I think that's also an important point. And but I always knew, and I think you also always knew.
Yeah, man. And shout out to the frustration and the haters out there. If you're someone that doesn't give up, which I'm not, and you're not, then this can only be used as fuel for sure.
Yeah.
Show them.
Show them, yeah.